All right, in this video, we'll be looking at fractions with the same denominator, and you're going to try to figure out the pattern that's happening each time we compare those fractions. All right, so what fraction is this right here? We have 1/4, because this is 1 out of the 1, 2, 3, 4 parts that make up one whole. Not all the way to 2, but from 0 to 1. That's what our denominator is. How many parts make up 1? All right, and then what fraction is this? This is 1/5, because this is 1 out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. Okay, so now which one's larger, 1/4 or 1/5? That would be 1/4 is greater than 1/5. You can see that from here to here is longer than from here to here. So 1/4 is larger than 1/5. Keep that in mind. All right, what fraction is this? 3/8. What fraction is this? 3/5. How will we compare 3/5 to 3/8? We would say 3/8 is less than 3/5, because this is 3/8 from right here, from here to here, and that's less than 3/5. This section is greater. So 3/8 is less than 3/5. Okay, keep that in mind. See if we can figure out a pattern. All right, what fraction is this? It's 2 out of 7, 2/7, and then this is 2/4, right? And then we will compare it as 2/7 is less than 2/4. All right, I wonder if I'm noticing anything yet based on when the numerators are the same. What does that mean for how I should compare them? If the numerators are the same, we have 2 of these 7s, and I'm comparing it to 2 of the 4s. So how do I know which one's greater? I wonder. All right, what fraction is this? 5/6. What fraction is this? 5/8. And so we can see that 5/6 is greater than 5/8, because we have 5 of both of them. So now you just got to ask yourself, what's more, when you have 5 of the 6 or 5 of the 8s? All right, I definitely think there's a pattern that we could use to help us figure out which one's always going to be greater. This is 2/3. This is 2/5. 2/3 is greater than 2/5. Based on the pattern that hopefully we figured out, which one of these fractions, how will we compare these two fractions? 1/6 is what to 1/8? 1/6 is greater than 1/8, and here's how I can prove it. Okay, here's 1/6, 1 out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections, and here's 1/8. All right, 1/6 is greater than 2/4 compared to 2/3. 2/4 is less than 2/3. So then 2/4 right here, and then 2/3 right here. We see that 2/4 is less than 2/3. So what's the pattern here? Well, if you figured it out, you should be able to put these fractions in order from least to greatest. First, let's start with what's the smallest. We're starting from least. What's the smallest fraction up here? What do you think? What is the smallest fraction up here? The smallest fraction is 2/8. Ooh, I hope that was what you said. The next smallest fraction would be 2/7, and then 2/6, and then 2/5, and then 2/4, and then 2/3. And here is what they would all look like. So hopefully you noticed a pattern from when the numerators are the same, how you can compare fractions. If you have the same number of pieces, then what is it that you have to look at? What is the pattern here? Well, I'm not going to tell you, but stay tuned. We'll be talking about it more later.